Hey, we're back. We apologize this morning for some of the technical difficulties. We want to apologize to Congressman Collins' office. I do want to make a statement here before we move on. Here at FYNTV.com, we meet the challenge that's ahead of us when we're trying to do our live broadcasts. You have been with us for years, and some days we have a couple difficulties. But I want to thank Sam and Amanda for not overreacting. I'm the one in the group that does the overreacting, and I want to thank Sam and Amanda for working through the technical issues so that we can at least get Blue Ridge City Council member Ken Gaddis on here at 9 o'clock without any difficulty. So we wanted to take the time to get our audio fixed for our callers, which we have. We've talked to the Congressman's office. I know Amanda and Sam, between the two of them, are trying to work it back in tomorrow, if at all possible, to get him back in here. We did have him scheduled, and we were going to focus on what are Republicans running on. Now, let me get back. I hope we retain our audience here. Let me get back to before 9 o'clock. Now, I think myself we're on what I call the leave quietly. Now, we played the video for you right before we went to break. And yesterday, there was a question asked to Sarah Sanders yesterday. The White House was asked, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I have to say it that way to get it out there, was asked yesterday if the president considered leaving, okay? Now, there's a long list that have come out that, it would be a crisis, all right? It would be a crisis if the president fired, and let's go over this really briefly, okay? It would be a crisis if the president fired Rod Rosenstein. Let's put Rod Rosenstein. He's the Assistant Attorney General of the United States, okay? That's him with Jeff Sessions, all right? It would be a crisis if he fired him. It would be a crisis if Donald Trump fired Jeff Sessions. It would be a crisis if he fired Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Okay? There's Jeff Sessions, or is that Mueller? I can't see across the room, but that's okay. It would be a crisis. That's all you keep hearing. President Trump's showdown with Robert Mueller headed towards a crisis point on Tuesday, with the White House saying Trump has legal authority to fire. Republicans, unnerved by the president's anger in public and private, sought to talk him down, fearing a Saturday night massacre. Now, I don't have time to go in all the details. You can do the searches later. But one, I want to be clear. I do believe that Robert Mueller, Rod Rosenstein, and Jeff Sessions should be fired. Now, I have been on the Sessions fence once or twice, but they should be fired. I have been clear from day one, okay? Sitting at Sycamore Crossing in downtown Blue Ridge last year, I looked at the All-Star panel and said, should Trump fire Sessions, yes or no? I said yes then, last May. June, July, August, somewhere around there, last summer. The reason I'm saying is crisis is what you're hearing. The media set up the word crisis, and then they set you up on the Saturday night massacre. Now, the Saturday night massacre is when Nixon came out and fired the special counsel that was looking into him, if I can remember right, and fired everybody. Nixon was fired everybody that was looking to him to end Watergate. Now, let's not go down the road of names and everything like that. I'm just saying that's the Saturday night massacre. Now, the thing that's interesting to me is kids out there, and I'm going to say it like this, kids out there, and sorry to say, Amanda and Sam, They are outstanding. These two, I mean, we have a staff here. These two ladies are educated, outstanding. They keep up with things. But I'm going to use them as examples. They're not even old enough to remember Watergate. They could say, oh, yeah, we heard about it. You heard about it from your mom and dad. If these kids sitting out in Seattle drinking a cup of coffee this morning with, 3 inches of cream on the top and cinnamon and, swirled and whatever the hell, and Irish cream in it, whatever the hell you kids do out there in them coffee shops, and you're smoking weed. I'm not saying that for a joke. And the media is telling you there's actually people looking at each other and kids, I'm sorry, kids saying, man, they say this is worse than Watergate. Yeah. And Watergate, that was bad. They don't know. We're talking about generations. No disrespect to all in the age group, but we're talking about generations that don't understand, that believe the Constitution is a living and breathing document. We're talking about generations that are out in coffee shops now saying that we need to rewrite, we need to reconsider, we need to change and amend amendments in the Constitution. Antonin Scalia said he liked his Constitution dead. It was written. The Founding Fathers got it. It's written. It's done. But they're out there, they can't understand the Constitution. They've taken all the state classes. They've gone to all the state institutions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they have all the student debt. I'm for sure they understand the Constitution. This is generations that don't understand the Second Amendment and your right to bear arms in this country. They don't. But they are sitting somewhere in a coffee shop and they're looking at each other saying, the media says that Trump is like Nixon. Yeah, man, that Nixon dude, he was bad. I read something on him. That guy was bad. You see, Nixon was told to leave. He was asked to turn over the tapes. You gotta listen to me, damn it. See, the kids are out there, they're drinking their coffee, they're smoking weed. I say that, no disrespect. A lot of kids out there don't smoke weed, but I'm just saying it. You got these, and they're sitting there and they're saying, hey, they're not thinking about what happened. Nixon had to turn over the tapes. The tapes belong to you. Nixon wiretapped. If you ever get an opportunity, watch the documentary Nixon in His Own Words. And it's the tapes. But see, the tapes belong to you. I want to clear some things up that, damn it, you need to listen to. I know you get mad when I keep telling you that. The tapes belong to you. Nixon wired the White House. The tapes were made in the White House. That is your information. And Congress demanded the tapes, and then we have the famous 14 blank minutes missing out of the tape and so on and so forth, whatever. But yesterday, we went in to then a private citizen that had an attorney at that time, a private citizen's office, and confiscated their documents. That's right. To see what? If Trump paid a porn star? My God, Bill Clinton's trying to check and see what the statute of limitations are on paying off porn stars. Hey man, can somebody get me the law on that thing? Lord Hillary, where's our attorney? Where's those files? My God, you see what they've done to Trump? Well, hell, they can bury me. I'm not joking. So they're going and telling you it's a Saturday night massacre. The kids don't understand that. GOP lawmakers feel presidential firing of Mueller, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein would cause chaos in Washington and dim Republicans' hopes for congressional majority. See, GOP, watch all the articles written. I mean, Schumer is coming out and saying something, but the Democrats are staying back. Oh, no, they're not. I watched this. No, you got to pay attention. They're staying back. Now, Schumer's coming up with we need to pass legislation so that we can protect Mueller's investigation. But it's the GOP lawmakers that are fearing, okay? Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley of Iowa declared in a CNN interview Tuesday that it would be suicide for the president to fire him. I have made my views public. Grassley's 80-some years old. He's sitting there trying to figure out, he's online this morning with his staff trying to help him how to figure out Facebook. Senate Majority Leader in Conyers, John Cornyn, I have made my views public and I hope he's listening to those of us who say it would be a mistake, said Cornyn. McConnell says, insisted legislation to protect Mueller wasn't necessary because cooler heads would prevail. All right? I want to get down here because you always got the federal prosecutors were reportedly seeking information on payments made to two women. Adult film actress Stormy Daniels and former Playboy model Karen McDougal, who both claim they have had affairs with Trump several years ago. Are we going back and seeing how many damn women the Kennedys paid off? Are we? Are we going back and looking at every woman that got paid off by a politician to shut their damn mouth? Really? Oh my God. I got one more thing here I wanted to put up. I had it here earlier. This is Susan Collins. If the president were to fire the deputy attorney general, Susan Collins, senator from Maine, if the president were to fire deputy attorney general, that would be an extraordinary crisis. Now listen to this. So pay attention, okay? That would be an extraordinary crisis, okay? And a real problem. I just don't think he's going to do it, Susan Collins. GOP lawmakers couldn't escape questions about Trump, Cohen, Mueller, and Rosenstein from the reporters at the Capitol, even on a day when Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg was testifying on Capitol Hill for the first time. Yesterday morning, I said to you, Zuckerberg said, hold my beer. He is sitting there, and lawmakers are going after him. He's not under oath, okay? He's not under oath. And they're talking to him, and hey, Ted Cruz is doing a good job saying, hey, how many Planned Parenthood Facebook pages have been taken down? How many Facebook pages relating to Democrat organizations? How many Facebook pages relating to, George Soros, MoveOn.org? How many Facebook pages, I said Planned Parenthood, Democrat candidates? How many left-leaning Facebook pages have you taken down or marked or pushed to pages where you can't view them? I know Amanda was showing us that yesterday, how they can push the pages where you can't view them. How many? All right? He's unaware of it. What is hate speech? He doesn't know what that is. All right? And then, of all people, Dick Durbin asked the major question yesterday. Great senator from Illinois, Dick Durbin, asked the major question yesterday. What hotel did you stay in last night? I really don't want to say, sir. I really don't want to say. So, I think that sums it all up. Our privacy. Durbin, if you dumbasses up there in Capitol Hill, all right, walking around with no clue on what's going on in America. I told you the other day what I tell you, whether you like it or not. What I told you the other day, whether you're happy with me or not. Whether I make you mad. No matter how angry you get, damn it, you are data. Game over. I said this for years and years. This is the first generation, okay? The first generation. You take David Hogg, and then you take the next, let's go from 30 down to 18. This is the generation in that age group that will be looking to change their identity. Not exactly. You got these friggin' emojis, whatever the hell these things are. I mean, you're cloning yourself. You're turning yourself into damn cartoons. You don't even get a message from anybody anymore. You get a message from a damn cartoon. I mean, what the hell? You go on there, oh, I like wearing these glasses. You change your damn face. You change your damn hair. And you go in and you do this and you do that, and you're not even, what the hell? I bump into you in a grocery store, I don't even know who the hell you are because you sent me a message and you done changed every damn thing. This is the generation that will not be able to accept their identity of who they are. They're not happy with who the hell they are, and then they go on all these social media platforms and they create all of this garbage, and then they're going to say, oh my God, they're going to hit around 30, and they're going to say, oh, I think I need to be somebody else. Have you looked at my data? I know, I went off the rails there, but damn it, you are data. It's over. Google has 8 times the data on you. I mean, I told you the other day, you go to a damn grocery store, you go to Starbucks, and they already know you want cream. It's not because they like you and they're your damn friends. It's because you swipe your card and it said, oh hell, they like extra cream and cinnamon. Oh, how did you know? Did you look at my friggin' emoji and tell because I had a latte in my damn hand? What the hell? I think I went somewhere. I think I went off somewhere, Amanda. I think I need to bring this back to where I was trying to get at.
No, you made a good point.
All right. Anyhow, so you are data, period. Get over it. They know the bread you like. They know the chicken you like. They know the beer you drink. You are data. Okay? Chuck Grassley's going down the road and he's saying, how the hell did McDonald's know I wanted a coffee? I just passed there. Interesting. That's a coincidence? No, it's not. As the Stooges would say, it's a coinkadink. No, it's not. Okay? All right, crisis and suicide. Let me get to this point because I got a caller and I got to play a video. It is the President of the United States, the deep state. It is leave quietly. This is where we're at. Leave quietly. All right? Now, let me calm down because let me say something to you in a serious way. America, you're not in a crisis with Donald J. Trump as President of the United States. America, you're not in a crisis this morning. You can rest assured America's okay if the President of the United States decides to end this witch hunt, okay, with Rod Rosenstein, Robert Mueller, and Jeff Sessions and fires them today. You're not in a crisis, okay? America, you're okay. America, this is not suicide to our republic. It is not. There is no suicide here and no crisis here, okay? I'm asking you nicely to stop letting these lawmakers in the deep state and this deep corruption come to you and use words so loosely like crisis and suicide. I went to a meeting last night and I was leaving and a lady asked to see me, and I walked over and this lady said, "You'll never guess who's in rehab." And I said, "No, who is it?" And the individual told me the name. And I was stunned. I was like, no, that can't be right. Yeah, it's true. 3 little kids. I said, what's the problem? Meth. And it was like I just wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed it. And I drove home and I thought, how many more stories of opiates? How many more stories of meth? How many more stories of drug trafficking? And then I got home and I was reading last night. I go on last night. I came home from a meeting. I get home. It's 9 o'clock at night or 8:30. All right. And I'm reading. I go to websites. I'm reading headlines. I'm reading Susan Collins. And I got to this article and I'm reading, and I went to several, and I'm reading crisis, and I'm reading suicide and crisis. Let me tell you what a crisis is. The opiate drug addictions in this country. Let me tell you what crisis is heroin in this country. Let me tell you what crisis is methamphetamines in this country. Let me tell you what crisis is a destroyed generation on these drugs. That's a crisis, all right? Let me tell you about looking up and seeing the statistics on suicides from the crisis in this country of drug addiction that we have to stop, that damn politicians don't care what's coming across the southern border, as long as they get to say crisis and Donald Trump, crisis and Robert Mueller, crisis and Rod Rosenstein, and crisis and Jeff Sessions. Damn it, that's not a crisis. The crisis is our children. Suicide, don't get up there, another politician, and say suicide again to me, damn it. I am so tired of one of your asses say it's suicide to me. I've had it with it, all right? And America needs to get outraged over you using words like crisis and suicide and trying to manipulate our kids with Saturday Night Massacre, okay? And damn it, Watergate, and how bad Nixon is, and he's related to Trump. You need to make it stop, America, because let me tell you something. The crisis of the suicide is a mother going to a coffin and looking in there and seeing their child dead, all right, in this country. Just look at the statistics, damn media. But they want the president to leave quietly. And I'm just sorry, deep state and crisis crisis and suicide set my ass over the edge last night. I started reading Grassley and political suicide. You people don't deserve to use the word. Let me tell you something, Joe Scarborough. You know you're the lady that used to work for you when you were a congressman, and she stood up and lost the oxygen to her head and got dizzy and fell and bumped her head on the desk and she was dead, and a couple months later you resigned. What? Huh? Why didn't the FBI bum rush your damn office and clean out all of your desk drawers and everything to see if something may have? Just saying, Joe. You know, the President of the United States, guess what, Donald? Stormy Daniels and a porn star, it just didn't work out. The next time you see a damn porn star, leave them the hell alone. But we're in a situation right now that we are in a friggin' crisis and a political suicide over a damn woman with breast implants that dances on a stage that will take a certain amount of money afterwards. Sorry if I offended you. What the hell's wrong with you? What country are you living in? Oh no, you don't see it, you don't know it. What rock are you living under? That's a crisis in America? The southern border's a damn crisis. I gotta take a break, but we're gonna play this video. Okay, I want to play this video because I'm going to get into Blue Ridge City Council. Here's the video I want to close with. Don't forget, the end game for the deep state. The end game for the deep state is for the president to leave. They will not stop till he leaves, okay? The corrupt FBI, the corrupt DOJ, the corrupt Robert Mueller investigation, they will not stop till he leaves. Yesterday, they put code word in, leave quietly. So yesterday, they're up to Mr. President, leave quietly, and they're asking him to leave quietly. Let me tell you what they want you to see. They keep saying Richard Nixon. They remind you of the kids of Richard Nixon, all right, and Watergate, and Nixon leaving. Let me show you what they want you to see from your President of the United States. Tears come to my eyes because I'll never forget this day. I was a child and we watched it on TV live. And that was before you could Google it, damn it. And that was before you could rewind it, damn it. And that was before you could go later that night and get the video on YouTube. You had to watch it live and you had to pay attention and you had to be quiet. Play the video.
South side of the White House, the side that faces the Washington Monument, Turning Basin, and the Lincoln Memorial. They are emerging from the so-called diplomatic entrance downstairs.
There is the man who will be president in another couple of hours, Gerald Ford and his wife, Betty Ford.
Vice President Ford this morning, as he left his home to come here for this occasion, said it was indeed one of the saddest incidents that he's ever seen. And there's the president waving goodbye, and you hear the applause.
President Nixon peering out from behind the bullet-resistant glass of Vice President and Mrs. Ford, standing just to the left of Mr. and Mrs. Cox, and just in front of that old magnolia tree that was planted by Andrew Jackson. President Nixon's helicopter going over the fountains of the White House South Lawn, over the back black fence, high over the ellipse. Toward the base of the Washington Monument.
And President Dan is getting his last look now as he peers back from that seat in the helicopter
What a scene
of the
there
White
was.
House as President of the United States. This will be the last look. By the time he comes back to this point, if indeed history decrees that he does at any point, he will of course no longer be the president.
Folks, when he leaves clearing of those trees, he will no longer be president. He will no longer be president. I just showed you the video that you and I watched. The chills. I hope that chills covered you. Not that I'm a big Nixon fan, but that's what they want you to see, is that day that Trump and Melania walk to Marine Force One. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Ken Gaddis is with us. We're sorry to run long. Hope he's okay. We're going to talk about Blue Ridge City Council as soon as we return. Take us a break.